G'day guys, down here. Welcome to another episode of my lava table. So the table itself is actually nearing completion. Most of the terrain has been built, mostly painted, just got to do a few more things. So I'll just show you through my progress. I'll just do a bit of a hover around my table, just so you can see all the elements and how they look. So I'll run you through some of my terrain. So this is a power generator and a radio tower possibly. So that is actually made out of Hubba Bubba containers. You probably would have seen these on the internet. There's a fair few people building them like this. You basically take the Hubba Bubba container, take out the chewing gum, cut it in half, clean it up a bit, and you end up with these two halves. And then for the inner bit, I've actually taken 2-litre milk bottles or juice container lids, cut them in half, and then just glued it in between. There's all different varieties you can see. People making, some use smaller lids, some use bigger ones, some don't even use lids and just have a row of them like that. So all I did was cut that all up, glue it onto some cut MDF board, covered it in PVA glue sand, painted it to match my board, and that's it. I've actually left some of the plastic markings, recyclable markings, just to give it a little bit of texture. So these were my laser towers I've shown you before from Battle Kiwi. They're partly through painted. I've sprayed them grey, gave it a bit of a wash, dry brushed a lighter grey, and just working my way on the guns now. Another item I built here that still needs finishing painting is, I don't know, some sort of storage tank. So I've basically used plumbing supplies, garden hose fittings from the hardware store. They're just cans of soft drink. That's another can of soft drink. I'm putting up one of those milk bottle lids on top, some leftover bits and pieces that I had here, and then just randomly glued some plastic squares there just to give it a bit of extra detail. Then I've built a couple of varieties of hills. These again are similar to how I built the table. It's just polystyrene chopped up, stuck onto MDF, bit of sand in there to give it some texture, and then just dry brushed it. So I've got corner hills and then just a central kind of hill, people can hide behind here. In order to cross the lava flows, I've knitted a few bridges. So what I've done is I've bought a couple of these from an Australian company called Knights of Dice. They're perfect, they're cheap, and they provide some cover and crossing points. And they just fit perfectly in my lava. The other bridges I've got is just a couple of leftovers from my Battle Kiwi landing platforms. These were the entranceways that did have roofs over them. I've chopped off the supports and chopped off the bottom bits, and they work as mini bridges. Then I wanted some pieces of scatter terrain, so I've taken my Battle Kiwi MDF crates that you can see here, and these ones here, and a few plastic barrels that I had left over from another project. So I've taken all these items, and then from a hobby shop I've bought sheets of textured plasticard and some plasticard steel beams, and I've cut the steel beams to suit, and I've got this little platform, and it's a bit more believable having a place to stack your crates, somewhere for your men to hide, and it just adds a bit of extra detail to the board. I do still need to paint this though. When you're stuck on a warm planet, you kind of need water. I can't imagine it rains too much, so I've used some of these 3D printed moisture evaporators that came from Imperial Terrain. I've just got a few printed out for this board, just as random bits of scatter. You know, this one here I made it a bit easier for men to hide behind and to give some cover just by adding a plumbing equipment to the side. And this one I've just didn't print out very well, so I've broken it all up, put it on a board, and it just adds a bit more cover to the board. Then for some more small bits of scatter, this is a empty spray can here, still got its rattler in it, cut piece of MDF again, and three pieces of plumbing pipe just randomly stuck on, covered in sand, all painted up. It's pretty cheap, it's effective, fits the theme of the board, and just another place for your men to hide behind. While I'm on this one, just something I've noticed that I see on the internet every now and again is people are making cardboard or MDF bases for their terrain, and they're cutting it perfectly square. It's either squares or rectangles, and for me personally, I feel that ruins a bit of the immersion. I find that rounded shapes, not quite perfectly straight shapes, tend to blend into the board a bit better as opposed to just having a square. So this is my Battle Kiwi bunker, where I chopped off the back and built up a hill around it, just to give the impression that we're actually on a rocky mountainous planet. So it's again just on a giant big piece of MDF, and I've buried it into the mountain. I've used some cork tile, 3 pieces of cork tile here. I've used a staircase left over from the Battle Kiwi landing platform. I've used a piece of that metal grating there just to fill in the gap. I've cut the side of the barricade there, and up on the top here I've stuck something that I got from the hardware store. I think it's some sort of cap for a pipe so it can breathe. You know, it might be a sewage pipe or something like that. It's water can get into there. You've probably seen them around people's houses. I've just stuck that on top, and it's a really big, impressive piece of terrain that you can use to, you know, block a fair bit of line of sight from one side to this side. You can have men run up here, man the battlements across here. I haven't stuck the little shield generator thingies down because I find that they just get in the way a bit sometimes, so if I can just take them off, sometimes that's easier. I've got a bit of painting to do. I do want to do a bit of weathering with some soot marks and stuff like that, but I'm quite happy how it came up. So my other big bit of terrain for this board is my Battle Kiwi landing platform, where I said in an earlier video it does come in 2 big large sections, but I decided to only use half for the board just because it's a bit more manageable, and it means I can put my other half on another board. So I've got these light towers that are painted up, and then the top comes off. There's the little elevator shaft so people can come up. Got rails on 3 sides because again the 4th side doesn't come with it because there should be another board there, but I have filled in the joining clips. You can see, you might be able to make out in the video, here and here I filled it in. Got some little roof sections here. So this is the landing platform. So what I've done is the base of the landing platform that you get from Battle Kiwi is either basically that high, or you can have it twice as high, which I've spoke about previously. So I glued it up on pieces of timber just to raise it up a bit more. So these little bridges came from this bit here. You can see where I've cut off. I've cut across here and cut across there. That's because on each tower it had 1, 2, 3 entrances, and I didn't use the third one. You see there, this is all just foam built up. This is a little bit of plastic that I had left over from ages ago just to put in there. Again, it's another staircase here on a bit of cork tile. And then the idea is that this sits across a lava stream, and then I have one of the ladders here glued onto cork tile, and then that just connects into there, just connects into there, so you can cross the lava stream here. Thanks for watching another episode, guys. Hopefully there's only one more to go. I'll finish painting the rest of my train and give you the final presentation. So far I'm really happy with how it's coming along. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. See you later.